This segment is sponsored by North American Banking Company. Go to nabankco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hello.
How are you?
Good, Tom. How are you, sir?
I'm doing extremely well. Kostaki Economopoulos, still being the only disc jockey in America that can pronounce your name correctly.
That might be true.
That might be true. So big. Let's start at the bottom, will it, shall we?
The Vikings?
We'll start wherever you want to start. Quick snaps with Kostaki.
We could start with the Vikings. I was actually at that game. I was in Indianapolis watching that game live.
Your fault.
There were so many penalties. Technically, the Vikes lost a game of flag football, I think.
That's the truth.
Adrian Peterson says he's a little stiff and sore, but he'll be okay. That's the same way I felt after the late Friday show. I'm like, oh, God, we'll probably survive this. It was a fun weekend. Last night's game was great. Niners beat the Lions. Matthew Stafford said they just didn't score when they had the chance. That sounds like my 20s.
Oh, dear.
I think I left a lot of touchdowns on the table. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Eli Manning had a personal best, 510 yards of passing. Somebody explained to Tim Tebow that was one game. Eli finished the game against the Bucs in the same way a lot of the Giants fans did, by taking a shot that knocked him on his butt. Tampa tried to tackle Eli on a kneel-down play. Tampa should tackle Tebow when he kneels. That way he'll feel like he's in the game.
Absolutely.
I used to do that in chess. If a kid resigned, like he's tipping his king, I'd come across the board and take him out.
Good plan.
Until that king hits the board, it's game on. That's how I play. On Sunday, Tim Tebow did not make a pass, which is typical for a virgin.
No.
No passes.
Groaner.
Catherine's rating your humor now.
That's fair. I'll take it. At least you're actively listening.
I am active.
Yeah, that's true.
Some people are saying that if he doesn't get on the field enough, Tebow will force a trade in the offseason and be one and done with the Jets. Actually, one and done is better than his current passing stats. Namath said he doesn't think Tebow has the accuracy to be an NFL quarterback. Plus, he's a virgin, so according to Namath, he's an amateur on many levels.
On many, many levels.
Yes. The Saints are 0-2. Oh, my goodness. They need to put a bounty out on the scorekeeper. What's happening?
Sorry.
Usually teams use throwback uniforms, not throwback offenses.
No question. Jesus.
They look awful.
They really do. And now there's some concern bubbling up about the replacement refs. Usually when I see this many bad calls, it involves a lot of beer and some ex-girlfriend phone numbers.
The drunk
calls,
Kyle.
Everybody.
I get bad calls. I got it.
One of the refs was pulled right before the start of the Saints game when they discovered he's a Saints fan.
I said, wasn't that like
fairness, he's only a Saints fan because Sean Payton paid him a bonus.
Right.
Maybe it's not the bias to worry about, but anyone still rooting for the Saints is proving poor judgment. Maybe that's what's
Thank you. Thank you very much.
He had pro-Saint stuff on his Facebook page. I guess he made a bad call off the field, too. What do you...
Wasn't he actually wearing a Saints jersey on Facebook?
Yeah, there's a picture. He went to a preseason game as a Saints fan. You can't flirt with girls when you have a wife on Facebook. What are you doing?
Yeah, exactly.
Like they're not in enough trouble already.
I know. Because of his agreement with the Cowboys, Des Bryant isn't allowed to get drunk, stay out late, or go to strip clubs. Apparently the Cowboys forced him to get married.
Yes.
What happened?
Apparently that's true.
Defensive coordinator Rob Bryan for the Cowboys admitted he once ate $70 worth of candy in 1 week.
What?
Yeah.
Sounds like my life.
That's not that much.
So the you might got to buy some pricey candy for that not to be much.
Exactly.
So I guess the Cowboys are susceptible to the run and diabetes.
Yes.
Their tight end Jason Witten is playing again after having his spleen removed. I know in the preseason you're supposed to cut all the non-necessary personnel, but that's ridiculous.
I don't need this.
0-2 Jaguars, off to another bad start. They start so bad, they should be called the Ford Pintos.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
You don't get enough Pinto comedy anymore.
You don't get a lot of Pinto comedy. You're absolutely right about that.
Their quarterback Gabbert left the game with an injury. Boy, it's a shame to see that happen to a team that's clicking on all cylinders like the Jaguars. What a sad story.
They came very close to beating our lowly Vikings.
Oh, yeah. The Colts, too. I watched that game. All those teams are kind of in the bottom third of the league. They're kind of struggling to put it together. I have to say, though, Adrian Peterson looked great. His knee is fine. And Percy Harvin, oh, my God, they give him the ball on every play. That guy's a monster.
He is unbelievable. Except he gets cramps every 2 seconds.
Yeah, and he has some headaches. Not today, Vikings. I have a headache.
And then he's got cramps. What else is going on?
I know.
Oh, that's right.
Reggie, yeah, he definitely doesn't want to sleep with us. Reggie Bush busted out for 172 yards in Miami. He was on the field longer than he was married.
Yeah, that's a fact. Now, why did the Saints get rid of him? Does anybody know that?
I guess they got the other version of him for cheaper, Darren Sproles, right?
Well, yeah, that's a good point.
I think that was the theory at the time. But, yeah, I believe in him. He's on one of my fantasy teams. I like him. He's great.
I can understand that. Now, did you go to the Colts game yesterday with Bob and Tom, or do you not hang out with them?
No, I did. I was on the 50 in like these club fancy seats in a place I would never get to on my own. I thought it was great.
Well, that's good. They were nice to you anyway.
Oh yeah, they're good guys. They're good to me. Thank goodness.
Yeah, well, no question about it. No question about it.
What else here? We can close on any one of these that kills is the closer. You ready?
Okay, that sounds good.
All right. Pac-Man Jones returned an 81-yard touchdown on a punt. Every time he does that this season, he donates $10,000 to the local strip club in ones. It's a worthy cause.
It is.
I'll take that as a closer.
You'll take it to get killed.
Works.
That was a good one.
Closer.
Good enough.
Not a groaner.
We'll talk to you again next Monday.
That sounds great. Let's do it.
All right. Thanks, Kostaki.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Quick
Thanks.
snaps.
Bye.
Quick snaps with Kostaki Economopoulos. And again, I'm the only man in America that can pronounce his name correctly. For some reason.
Because you're a genius.
No, Economopoulos. I mean, it's not that hard a name to say.
You
Really.
can read.
Economopoulos. It sounds like a Muppet.
It sounds like a made-up name.
Yeah,
It's
it
like
really
a
does.
Muppet. I'm sure you appreciate it.
I'm snoring. I'm snorry.
You're snory.
We're
At
making
least
up
you've got
names.
that going for you.
From Bradshaw and Bryant, Michael Bryant. What's up, Pally?
Oh, not much. Doing my usual thing of telling people they shouldn't be texting and driving. In Minnesota, you can't have your phone in your hands. You can use, hands-free, but you can't have your phone in your hands for whatever reason. And that's why they made the law the way they did, so that police officers could see a phone in your hand and you got no excuse for why you got it there.
Do people know that that's the law?
I hope so. I mean, they used to follow it, and then kind of COVID kind of made people forget, and now it's like a freewheeling world out there with cell phones.
Let's say you get pulled over because you do have a phone in your hand and you're not watching where you're going. You got to be in pretty big trouble then, I would guess.
Well, the first one's not as bad. It's the multiple ones, the problem. And once people start stacking them up, then they have a big problem. And then what we're doing in car accidents is we've started bringing motions for punitive damages, because I'm trying to use the civil law any way we can to stop this, because it needs to stop.
Whenever I'd had any problems in my life, who was that I called again? It was like an MB, something like that.
Bradshaw and Bryant.
I wanted to take a second or two to talk about my bank, North American Banking Company. Mike Bilski, I just talked to him yesterday. One of the most helpful bankers. Well, I mean, he's a great friend, don't get me wrong. But he's a very, very helpful. Whenever I run into a problem, somebody being a pain in the ass or whatever, I talk to Bilski. You've heard me talking about them for a long time now, as a matter of fact. When they opened in 1998, they made a promise to deliver a better banking experience for their customers, where you know your banker and they know you. Well, a lot has changed since 1998. This commitment to being a true community bank in the Twin Cities has not changed. So if you're looking for a better banking experience, why not bank with my friends at North American Banking Company? Go to nabanco.com or stop by any one of their 6 Twin Cities locations. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. It's time for Wellshire Alzheimer's and Dementia Care Facilities. Wellshire Alzheimer's and Dementia Care Facilities are a place where your loved one will live with pride and dignity. If you care deeply about someone in your life, Wellshire is the place I highly recommend. Wellshire is a memory care-focused facility that has a full nursing team, always staffed within the building 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They have never used or relied on any staffing agencies. Wellshire of Medina is now accepting elderly waivers after 12 months of private pay. And when I say things like this, if you're brand new, since it's a brand new show, some brand new people might be listening, I know them personally. And I don't say I know people personally. Yes, I do. Matter of fact, I know 2 generations of the family. They're wonderful people. I do know them personally, and they are a family-owned local company conveniently located right in Medina and Bloomington. They are the best staff memory care facility in the state. Wellshire has a robust community with activities 7 days a week. If your loved one is in need of memory care facility, please get in touch with my friends at Wellshire. Set up a tour or learn more at wellshiremn.com. That's WEALSHIREMN.com. This part of the show is brought to you by Mr. Money Talk, Josh Arnold. Call Josh today for your free 48-minute evaluation, 952-925-5608.
Just looking at the headlines here, more rioting in the Middle East over this film that was made by an Egyptian, but it's somehow America's fault. I still don't understand that one.
I don't even want to look at the news right now because of this whole debacle.
I do like this comment, though. Ex-chief of Israeli intelligence, quote, attack on Iran, stupidest idea I've ever heard.
Military intelligence.
Well,
I don't know.
Military intelligence. So, what went on in the weekend? Anything good?
Yeah. Nonstop.
As we've discussed, the Vikings have lost.
Vikings suck.
Kim Valentini's in the studio taking a seat. Hello, hello.
Saw Nick DePaul over the weekend. That was fun.
Oh, yeah, that was fun.
I'm still moderately traumatized by his
Nick.
I have to say.
What can happen?
He's not very nice to people.
He's a comedian. He's not supposed to be nice to people.
But he's kind of mean.
Oh,
I love you. You're funny, but a little mean.
I just, well, I'm not
the woman in front of you didn't even crack a smile, but everybody else was laughing around.
She was far beyond not cracking a smile.
Her husband had to wrestle her back into her seat like 5 minutes in.
She openly
got up.
Did she really?
I was like, why
That's
are
always
you
fun
here?
as a comedian.
I know. Why are you seeing comedians if you don't like comedy?
It's ridiculous.
Well, I think you really do have to kind of research if you don't like, kind of that kind of humor, sort of.
Yeah.
Well, it's like
crass.
99% of comedians are kind of crass, so it's like you just have to.
Yeah, you have to go with the flow.
They just are. They just are.
That's true.
Yeah.
The Tom Barnard Podcast giving away $5,000 on October 11th to one of our lucky listeners, and we'll give a matching donation to the Smile Network. All you have to do to enter is go to our website, TomBarnardPodcast.com, click on the banner, or you can just push the Enter Now button. The contest promotes sharing the podcast through Facebook, Twitter, email, and more. We'll contact the winner of the $5,000 on October 11th, and you'll be interviewed on the show. The 30-day giveaway of $5,000 at TomBarnardPodcast.com. Catherine, while I was reading that, tried to hand me my reading glasses because I forgot to put them on.
He was squinting like a maniac.
What
does this word say?
Now, speaking of the Smile Network, the big shot is here. Kim Valentini, hello.
Good morning.
Hello.
Did you go see Jason recently?
I saw Jason about 4 or 5 days ago, but whether it's a week or the next day, it still looks the same. I haven't combed it.
He's amazing.
He's a hair genius. He's our local hair genius.
He changed my life. No, I'm serious.
I agree with you. Seriously, it's ridiculous.
No, he is Jason Davlon is his name. We'll give him a little free advertising.
People stop me on the street constantly and ask me where I get my hair done. And I'm like, really? Does it look that good? I knew it looked good.
People also stop around the street and say, why the hell did you marry him?
Well, that's true.
See, you're arguing.
No, it's me. I'm the one stopping around the street.
No. All three of you go to see Jason.
We do.
Yay,
We're Jason junkies.
I can, honest to God, I walk in the house and I look at, you saw Jason today, huh? It just looks phenomenal. It always looks phenomenal.
He is the hair guru for sure.
He is, no question about it.
True dat.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Dad.
God.
You are welcome.
Yeah, it's just...
Got our young hip lingo on the show.
Alex
super hip. Everyone knows that.
Alex tortures me because she knows I hate top knots. So the last 3 times I've seen her, she's been wearing one.
Actually, that's thanks to Jason.
It is?
He tells me not to wash my hair as much. So this is what happens.
That's the result.
So you get the top knot.
Do you want my hair down and me looking like I rolled around in oil?
Dan would probably like that a lot.
Prolongs the look too, doesn't it? When you put it up like that.
Yep.
Prolongs Jason's blow comb. Yeah.
You know what the greatest thing, the transition?
Sean's like talking about hair. Really? Back to guy things. Back to football.
I like it because you segue from Joey Diaz into women talking about their hair. That's a hell of a segue, I'll tell you that.
Segue.
He is something else. So, Kim, how long have you been? Well, how long has the Smile Network been around?
Since May of 2003. Almost 10 years now.
10
yeah.
Years. May of 2003, and you were there at the beginning?
At the very
She's
beginning.
the founder.
So
right?
you are the founder.
I am the founder, yeah.
God, you've been working like a dog for almost 10 years. That is very hard work.
It is. It's probably the toughest thing I've ever done, but it's also the most rewarding thing I've ever done. It's a labor of love.
Well, it's a wonderful thing. People need to know more about it. I think $500 is a lot of money. There's no question about that. But to do what you do with that $500, it's a tremendously small amount of money.
It is. It is. We operate on children around the world who are born with facial deformities.
You don't personally, I hope.
I don't. They don't let me.
Probably could if she
cut
wanted, though.
or sew. Or no, we bring in the experts for that.
That's a good thing. And how tough is that, by the way, to recruit doctors to go with?
It's the easiest part of what we do.
Really?
We have operated on thousands of children over the course of the last 10 years, and one of the easiest jobs is recruiting medical professionals to give of their time and talent and partake in a mission and give these children the gift of a smile.
Isn't that amazing that they would just step up? Well, that's kind of what doctors are two things, and I have many friends who are doctors, so I mean this in the best way, but
I know what you're going to say.
They're very giving of their time, but they think they're God. Kim's making a face.
She's like,
Kim's making a face.
I might agree.
Be nice to our doctor.
But do you want somebody cutting into you who doesn't think that they're God?
You're absolutely correct. I love my friends. Like I said, I have many friends who are doctors, and they're all wonderful, wonderful people. And you would have to think of yourself in that way in order to do what you do.
They're amazing. They're amazing in what they do. When you watch these people cut into these beautiful little faces, it's like watching art in motion. You've got these big hands operating on these tiny little faces, and the result is amazing.
Now, the last time I saw you, or I guess it was 2 times ago, we talked about the oldest person to ever receive the surgery.
Yeah.
And how, it was a woman, right?
It was a woman. There's actually, since I saw you last, there's been another individual. The most recent one was an 80-year-old man in Guatemala.
In Guatemala.
And he had a cleft palate, so he had an opening in the roof of his mouth.
Right.
And that's problematic because when you eat or drink with a hole in the top of your mouth, your food comes out your nose.
Ugh.
And this 80-year-old gentleman showed up at the screening site. We had told he had been abandoned at birth, and he lived in a cardboard shack adjacent to the hospital. So he heard about the campaign that we were doing, and when we screened him, the surgery schedule was full, and we explained to him that generally we don't operate on 80-year-old people because they oftentimes have underlying health conditions. They've never been to a doctor in their life, as a general rule of thumb. The people that we operate on, they're very poor. And so we explained to him that there was really significant risk involved with, potentially significant risk involved with this surgery. And he tearfully explained to us that his dying wish at 80 years old, the thing that he wanted most in life, was the opportunity to sit down in communion with a group of people and have a meal, and that in his 80 years he had never once sat down at a table with somebody else and had a meal.
Because they don't want to watch it? They won't let him?
Well, how self-conscious would you be?
He's self-conscious, he's embarrassed, he's an outcast in the community.
Yeah.
And so we explained to him the risks. We ran some tests on his heart to make sure that he had a strong heart, and we operated on him, and it went very successful, and he has since been accepted back into the community, and we were able to grant him his wish.
Now, how do you speak with a hole in the roof of your mouth?
Well, oftentimes it's very challenging.
Yeah.
You know, people who are born with cleft palates have kind of a nasally sound to their voice, and it's hard for them to form certain sounds with their mouth. It's challenging. They're hard to understand.
No,
it's a sound that everybody makes fun of, right?
Exactly. Exactly
what it sounds like.
I don't know. Do they any longer?
People make fun
still
of it
do?
Still, yes, of course.
In those cultures, because they don't understand it, they don't understand that it's a birth defect.
Right.
Was that $500 figure close? Is it still?
The amazing thing is that in the last 10 years, our average cost of surgery comes to $500. We travel around the world. We have mission sites in Kenya, Peru, Ecuador, Tanzania, Guatemala, Honduras, Armenia, throughout India, and we have been able to maintain that cost of surgery. So when you add up airfare, hotel, and putting the team up, they'll operate on 50 to 100 children in a week's time. And when we divide that by the number of kids we have been able to keep our cost of surgery between $500 and $550 over the course of the last 10 years. Yeah, it is amazing.
What would it be if
amazing.
you were to perform the surgery in the United States?
Those surgeries are in excess of $10,000 a piece.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So if we go to Guatemala, there's not a higher incidence of cleft palate in Guatemala, places like that. It's just medicine. There's nothing going on in medicine in those countries.
It's a couple of things.
Okay.
In the United States, people are still born with cleft lips and palates.
Mm-hmm.
But 20, 30 years ago, oftentimes general surgeons were sewing up children that were born with clefts. And so it was what we called a hair lip when I was a kid. Mm-hmm. And the surgeons who are doing that work now are really experts in cleft surgeries. So oftentimes kids that are born in the U.S. now that have these surgeries, they're done so differently and by experts that oftentimes you will not know that these children have had surgery. So it still occurs in the United States, but for example, in the American Indian population and in the indigenous populations in general, there's a much higher incidence. So in Peru, where we operate on a lot of Quechua Indian children, there's an 8 times higher incidence of cleft than in the general population. But there's also a much higher incidence of cleft in the American Indian population as well. So some of it's tied to genetics.
Yeah, well, that would make sense. Excuse me.
How did you decide to get this started? It was back in 2003?
Yeah, I love this question.
Okay. I'd love to hear the story about it.
I came from the corporate world, and I had a great run in the corporate world, and I was approaching, my mid-40s and was looking for something more meaningful in my life. And I, in my search, wanted to make a difference. And I don't really know why I chose this cause, but I was aware that this problem was prevalent, that it was easily fixed. And I knew enough people at the time in the airline industry and in the medical profession that I thought I could pull a few people together. And the goal was to get a couple of friends together and family members, have one mission site, and do 50 kids a year. The universe had a much bigger plan, bigger plan. And we've operated on thousands of children in that time. And in the Twin Cities alone, we've got about 14,000 people, either donors, volunteers, or different individuals who have touched the organization in one way or another.
Do you have some doctors that have been with you throughout the years through the process, or you kind of work with different doctors along the way?
Our pool of doctors has gotten much bigger. It's a word of mouth kind of thing, but it's very addictive. You go on a mission, and you want to quit your job and leave your life as it is and do this full time. I mean, the doctors come back year after year, and some of them give us a weeks of their vacation time. Some are semi-retired, and they may give us 5, 6, 7 weeks a year.
Really? Now talk about the missions that anybody can really go, right?
Yep,
on a mission?
Absolutely. We take medical and non-medical people on the missions, and we also do adventure travel trips in the countries that we go to. So we take people on Kilimanjaro, do a hike on Kilimanjaro. Well, it's a little more than a hike.
A walk.
You complained about the hill we went up the other day. Yeah, the other day he was crying. Kilimanjaro would knock you over.
This is a little more challenging than a hike, I guess. But we do adventure travel trips around the world: Kilimanjaro, the Inca Trail in Peru, Himalayas, climb up the mountain. We do all types of things, so people can go participate in a fundraiser and then come back to the mission site and actually see what their dollars are doing. And we introduce all of those individuals to the families who they have sponsored. And you don't need to speak a common language with these families to understand the gift that you've given them.
Right.
And so often, they walk the trail and they'll say the Inca Trail was amazing. And then they go to the mission site, and we have them take the children from the parents in the morning before they go into surgery. And that volunteer goes into the operating room with that baby. We can't do that in the United States, but in third world countries, we have access that we wouldn't be granted here. And that volunteer stays with that baby through the surgery into recovery, and then they have the responsibility of giving that child back to the parent on the ward. And when you hand that baby back, that exchange is one of those moments where you realize that life is different for that child as of that moment and that family. But the person that I always say is most changed by that exchange is the giver, the volunteer,
right,
who gave that gift to that child and to that family.
Now, do the locals understand? Well, by now they probably do, but did they at first understand why you were there? Because there were a lot of rumors that Guatemalans feared baby stealing.
There's so many things to overcome. They're afraid that you might steal their baby.
Right.
They are told that you harvest organs. And, I think the biggest hurdle that we often have to cross in most countries is the concept of volunteerism or humanitarianism is not a global concept.
No.
So they want to know why you're there. They don't get it. And when you explain to them just that we've been blessed and we'd like to give something back, and this is our way of doing it, using our talents to do better in the world, that's a disconnect for them. So you have to really build a lot of trust with them, trust and rapport. And
so you have to do a lot of relationship building, travel.
It's 95% of the job. The surgical work, taking a surgical team in a country, operating on 50 to 100 children in 5 days, that's the easiest part of what we do.
How about just the hospital facilities?
We work in government hospitals. These are not the places that you and I would go if we got sick in those countries.
I imagine not.
Yeah, it's, often we've come into hospitals where there have been animals wandering through a hospital. These are very, very poor people, and these facilities are built to accommodate them, but certainly it's not like a hospital that we would go to.
So they have to bring all the equipment.
We work in country to secure the equipment in country. There are often times where we have to bring anesthesia machines or monitors, but the challenge is customs. And you don't want to be bringing in a $60,000 or $70,000 piece of equipment that somebody is going to hold you up in customs or blackmail you or try to get a bribe. So it's challenging, but that's what I love about the job. I love all the hurdles. Yeah, the bribery. I have honestly never paid a bribe. I have been able to, it may have taken me 6 or 7 hours to get my stuff off of a tarmac on an airstrip or out of customs, but that's the part I love. I love the challenge of it.
You mentioned several countries. Do you go to the Middle East at all?
The closest that we've ever gotten to the Middle East is Armenia.
Yeah,
the answer is no.
You didn't help out of the Kardashians in Armenia, did you?
No, we didn't. We didn't.
Those people. No, I would assume that they would be tremendously suspicious, but what are you doing? Because it's just not the way they operate.
It isn't. But we have been invited to go to Afghanistan. And, and there's tremendous need there. And I think it sounds exciting. Here's the reality. People say to me all the time, oh, the places you go, that's so dangerous. And sometimes I'm alone. I don't speak a foreign language. My language capabilities are very limited. But when people say, aren't you afraid? That can't be safe. The most dangerous place in the world I go is North Minneapolis. There are pockets and places.
See, people don't believe that.
No.
They don't.
There are pockets and places in Minneapolis, South Minneapolis, North Minneapolis, that I may on occasion stop and I kind of take a look around and I'm like, this might not be the wisest place to be at this time. And that's really true. You have to be street smart wherever you are.
Yeah.
Whether you're in Minneapolis or you're in the Middle East or wherever.
Yeah, you probably don't want to break down on like Broadway and Emerson.
Yeah, that's kind of the neighborhood I was talking about.
I know. Believe me.
There's a couple fast food places that when I'm coming home late at night from a fundraising event and Gina wants something to eat, I'll run in and think, whoa.
Yeah, people don't believe me because, that's where I grew up. And they go, oh, well, it's in Minnesota, so how bad can it be? It's psycho heaven. It really is. People are crazy.
I remember not too long ago going through a drive-through in that neighborhood, and a few days later there was a shooting right there.
Right.
At the same time of night that I had been there. I'm like,
it's really unfortunate. I feel so sorry for the people that live around there.
It's very sad.
It doesn't seem like they can get a handle on the violence.
I felt better, as I said, went to see Nick DiPaolo on Saturday night at the Pantages, and we had dinner at the Chambers, at D'Amico's Kitchen in the Chambers. you feel very safe walking down Hennepin, and 5 years ago that was not true.
I was just going to say, it didn't always used to be that way.
Yeah. No, it's very true. They've done a nice job of that. You get down toward 3rd and 4th Street, it's still not all that great.
Yeah.
They need to do something about that.
But it is a lot better.
But that theater district, well, are they ever going to open the Schubert Theater? Is that ever going to happen? Because if they
I don't know.
If they made that part of the theater district, it would really, really help.
It would.
Because that's what's doing it.
Oh, yeah, because it's further down. Yeah.
That is what's doing is the Orpheum and Brave New Workshop and Pantages and the State. That's cleaned that whole area up, and it's very nice now.
Kim, talk a little bit about what people could do other than obviously donate through our website. Go to your website. You take in items for silent auctions.
Yeah. Oh, there's so many things that they can do. Time and talent is what drives the organization. Time, talent, and money, and they are all equally important to the organization. People can participate in adventure travel trips. We do a lot of events. In fact, we have an event coming up on October 4th. The women will love this event. Jason D'Avalon and his partners at the WOW are doing an event October 4th where all of the stylists are donating their services. And we are doing a day of blow combs. So there are 9 stations at the WOW Bar, and there will be 9 stylists on hand from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. doing blow combs. 100% of the services benefit Smile Network that day. They can come to an event, and we are always taking in silent auction inventory, so businesses that want to get engaged and involved with us can do that as well.
So nationally, the best way is to donate money or sign up for a mission.
Money goes a long way. $500 goes a long way, and we can change a life with the donation of $500. And it all adds up. $5, $10 donations here and there has given us the ability to give smiles to children around the world. And without people, this family is really a great example. This is a family that's been really engaged with Smile Network, and I'd like to publicly thank you, for the participation.
No problem. Happy to do
children.
it. Yeah. I want to get on one of those missions. I don't know why.
Yeah, you don't travel enough. You're right.
Well, let's get one where Jason goes with us.
Oh dear.
Because
I don't know if I can take the drama.
If we're in the jungle for 10 days, we're going to need somebody who can take care of our
hair. Can wrestle down a bear. He could just take down the bear and hit it in the face. He's so strong.
So Andy, if things start getting rocky here at the end of the interview, just cut out the words and comb. So she just says, we're going to be doing blow. So we get the DEA, be a big coke arrest. It'd be wonderful.
Where did that come from?
I don't know. No one knows.
How your mind
Editing
works, honey.
Editing is a wonderful
a little scary.
I wanted to take a second or two to talk about my bank, North American Banking Company. Mike Bilski, I just talked to him yesterday. One of the most helpful bankers. Well, he's a great friend, don't get me wrong. But he's a very, very helpful. Whenever I run into a problem, somebody be a pain in the ass or whatever, I talk to Bilski. You've heard me talking about them for a long time now, as a matter of fact. When they opened in 1998, they made a promise to deliver a better banking experience for their customers, where you know your banker and they know you. Well, a lot has changed since 1998. This commitment to being a true community bank in the Twin Cities has not changed. So if you're looking for a better banking experience, why not bank with my friends at North American Banking Company? Go to nabanco.com or stop by any one of their 6 Twin Cities locations. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The past several years have been the craziest in the history of the car business. The pandemic, supply chain and chip issues, all causing extreme inventory shortages that led to, predatory pricing. Some dealers charge thousands of dollars over MSRP.
We never played that game. I'm Jim Paul of Valley Buick GMC. We knew that would leave a bad taste in a customer's mouth. More importantly, from an integrity standpoint, it was just wrong.
So what about the current market? Inventory and pricing.
Valley has their best inventory in years. Really all the Buick and GMC models. Even the previously hard-to-find Yukons, HD pickups, and Hummer EVs. Plenty of deep discounts. Many with factory rebates and low-interest financing.
Then it's a good time to buy?
It's a great time. We're welcoming our previous customers back, as well as anyone else that felt the treatment just didn't feel right the last time somewhere else.
Valley Buick GMC in Apple Valley and Hastings, or valleycardealers.com. Car buying without the bad aftertaste.
Question I do have for you.
Yeah.
Impoverished children. Are there some children that aren't impoverished in these countries?
No.
They're all poor.
These are the poorest of the poor.
Yeah.
These are the poorest of the poor. Oftentimes when the children come to us, they haven't eaten for days. When I first started doing this work, it was probably the most surprising thing that I learned, that hunger is a way of life, and that people go for days sometimes and don't eat, and that's normal.
God, that's
terrible. Normal for them. These children walk to the surgical sites with their parents. Oftentimes they don't have shoes. They're poor. They're really poor kids.
I feel really good about myself right now, Kim. Thank you.
Does it take? Do you have to do you have to get them in shape to have the surgery, or do you don't have the time and?
No, it's a
do it.
relatively easy and safe surgery. Statistically, over the years, we should have lost a few children, and knock on wood, that has never happened.
Really?
We've been
Fabulous.
with thousands of children, and
because people can just react to the anesthesia.
They can react to the anesthesia. Again, most of these kids have never seen a doctor in their life, so if they have underlying health conditions, we may not know about it.
Right.
And there are times where the parents know the children have an underlying health condition, and they don't tell us because they see this as their only opportunity to help this child. And these children really are hidden away. They don't live in the mainstream of life. And in these cultures, it's also considered a curse. When a child is born with a cleft in these communities, the belief in the village is that if the child is allowed to live amongst them, their crops will die, their livestock will die. So these children are hidden away. So when the parents bring them to us, it really is their last effort to do something. So
is that true with any birth defect, or?
I think in developing countries that is the case, but primarily with clefts, it's considered a curse in that somebody did something wrong and they are being repaid with this curse of a cleft child.
Oh, so the appearance improvement is one thing, and then you look at the fact that they can eat right, and then you look at the fact that they're no longer outcasts in their community, so they're probably going to have a better chance of being in a situation where they can actually work. And then, so you look at the entire development. I think some people look at this sort of thing and they go, well, it's nice that they have a nice smile now, but it goes way beyond the smile. The smile is the beginning.
It's so much more than that. Yeah. I mean, these children, when you give them the gift of a smile, it is a cosmetic procedure, but these are children that, in the absence of that surgery, they'll never go to school. They'll never have a girlfriend or a boyfriend. They'll never have jobs. They'll never get married. They'll never have families. They'll never have all of those things in life that we consider really basic. And they live a life hidden away in darkness. And the only thing wrong with them is they have a hole in the front of their face that prevents them from being a part of everyday mainstream life. So it changes everything.
Do you hear from these kids years later?
We don't hear from as many of them as we would like to because they're poor and they don't have addresses, and oftentimes they have gypsy lifestyles, and they move where the rains go and where there are crops. And when we do hear from them, though, it's really touching. It's touching to see what has happened in their lives. I want to tell a really quick story. I met a waiter. We were in Mexico operating on kids, and I got a phone call in the middle of the night from a restaurateur who was an American and told me that he had a young man in the back of the house who was a dishwasher, who had a severe cleft palate. I said, bring him in, screenings tomorrow, bring him in. If he's healthy, we'll operate on him. And when the boy was put under, he was about 17, 18 years old, and went under anesthesia, and it was the first time that particular surgeon who was doing the surgery saw him. And he was there to have his palate repaired, but when he had been a younger child, he had his lip repaired, and it really was a mess. And this surgeon said, we have to fix his lip and his palate. Go get permission from the mother to operate, to do a different surgery than what we were planning on. And he redid his lip and his nose and repaired his palate. And we went back to find this young boy 6 months later. And he had shared with us that it was his desire to be a waiter. And because of his inability to talk and for people to understand him, they kept him in the kitchen. And not only was he a waiter in a restaurant now, but he was engaged to be married.
Aww.
And what we learned about a week after the surgery is I had been contacted by his mother she had sent me an email and said the part of the story that you don't know, her son's name was Oscar, is that a week prior to our arrival in Acapulco, in Mexico, he had tried to commit suicide.
Oh, wow.
He was so, he felt so dejected and so isolated.
Yeah, there would be no hope of having the life you want.
And so, we give them the gift of a smile, but we changed and sometimes we save lives. So, now this few years later, we keep in contact with him. He's married. He has children. It's pretty remarkable.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Great story.
One thing I couldn't do, or maybe I'd have to teach myself to do. Catherine just got back from India a few weeks ago, all these trips that you go on. I have a very, very hard time with Americans saying, oh, I saw this poor homeless man on his cell phone calling the DirecTV because it didn't work. I mean, I'm so tired of hearing about a third of American children go to bed hungry. No, they don't. We don't even know what poverty is in this country. And I would get I couldn't see it. I could not see what you guys see.
Well, I think we do know what poverty is to some extent.
It's not,
but now when
you
travel to some of these regions, you realize that it's a whole other ballgame. Poverty there is mind-blowing.
The extent of it, and when you go into the slums in Nairobi or into the slums in Calcutta, and you see not hundreds, you see thousands, if not, sometimes these slums house millions of people.
Or people they literally have a string and a tarp, and that's their house.
Right.
That's what they live in.
And the world is becoming a smaller place. I think we're global citizens in a global community, and oftentimes I'm asked, why should people give money to Smile Network to help kids in developing countries when we have problems in our backyard? And we do. But we just have chosen something that our group can be really good at. We don't do other surgeries. We don't take on other humanitarian efforts. You go into these countries, and if you start to take on more, you're overwhelmed. There just is no end to the need. But we found a niche, and we want to be the best at that niche and make a difference in the world in that area. And if we leave the world a better place, I think we've all done our job.
You know what I want to do is I want to start an organization. It's kind of an anti-Smile Network organization where I take politicians and sew their mouths shut. How about that?
Yeah, could we do that?
Yeah, exactly.
Could we get a law passed?
I'm talking about any
That's
specific.
legal here.
I mean, honest to God.
It'd make for a short debate.
Yeah, it'd be a very short debate. But these people stand there and just lie. Would you shut your mouth? You're lying. A best way for people, your website is?
SmileNetwork.org.
.org. Now remember, it's nonprofit.
ORG.
Yeah, it's nonprofit, so it's an ORG. SmileNetwork.org. Kim Valentini, a great guest, great story, and it is an organization that Catherine and Alex and Andy and I have believed in for a long, long time, and it makes our day better.
Thank you for everything you do for us.
Thank you for
great job.
How many
Kim.
kids now? What's the tally?
We're I think just shy of 2,500 children. We're sending out our 50th mission in 3 weeks to Kenya, and we will top the 2,500 mark.
Excellent. Don't try to run with the Kenyans.
Yeah, you'll lose every time.
Uphill or downhill.
Every time. Thanks very much. SmileNetwork.org.
Thank you.
Does thinking about retirement make you uncomfortable? Sometimes the anxiety for wondering if you saved enough can be overwhelming. But what if I told you that you could ease those tensions in just 48 minutes? My guy, Josh Arnold, Mr. Money Talk, can sit down with you and get you on the right track for your financial future. Josh has navigated it all when it comes to uncertain market and economic conditions, and he'll always provide straight talk. Never sugar-coated advice on how to reach the finish line with your retirement goals. Don't let your financial worries give you an ulcer or keep you from calling Josh right now. His 48-minute no-obligation consultation could be just what you need to feel better about your future. Call Josh today at 952-925-5608. Set up your free 48-minute no-obligation consultation. That's 952-925-5608. Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC Security Investment Advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments must involve risk. You know that. All comments and opinions of Josh Arnold's do not constitute investment advice. I am a paid endorser. The following is brought to you by Bradshaw and Bryant Personal Injury Lawyers. Seeking justice for the injured. Contact Bradshaw and Bryant at minnesotapersonalinjury.com.
I heard somebody answer, right?
It sounded like it.
I think
maybe you should hang up and... Oh. I think you should redial. Maybe it just didn't go through.
Dittman, where are you, Dittman?
Something in your fridge smells.
Come from a long line of proud and noble Dittmans.
Might be some of those mushrooms are still.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Some of our hallucinogenic mushrooms.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Crazy
It's very, very true.
Hello?
Hello, is Henry in?
Who?
Henry Dittman?
You have my wrong number. Sorry.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Would you consider an interview?
Correct his number on that sheet of paper in case we ever want to talk to him again.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Exactly. If they ever want to talk to you again, they better look at that piece of paper.
We had the wrong number, Henry.
Yeah, your agent sent me the wrong number, by the by.
What kind of sexy caller did you reach?
She didn't speak English very well, so we're not sure.
She said, goddamn Henry.
That's what happened.
She knows my work. Perfect.
Our very special guest, Henry Dittman. I whenever I look at a bio, Henry, I have to ask, do you help to write your own bios?
Yes.
Okay.
It's the word.
I will read what your bio says to the audience. You're speaking to Tom Barnard and Catherine, my wife. Alex, our daughter.
Hi.
Andy, our son.
Hello.
And my nephew Sean Barnard.
Wow, it's a family affair.
It's a family affair, so we had to get a family guy.
It is, and we sing and dance, too.
Yeah. There's a lot of that happening.
It's always a party.
Lawn Traps of Minneapolis.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
More like Jackson 5.
We
Very nice.
We're going to be
Except
real
for we're
about
white. And we can't sing.
So here's the bio. Here's the bio as written by Henry Dittman himself, and we'll get into the... Henry's an actor, and he does all kinds of things, but here's the bio. As the only son of a Southern military family, Henry Dittman lived in Newfoundland, Guam, and even Mississippi, before moving west to act, host, surf, and perfect the art of playing, quote, a douche in a suit.
I know a few of those.
Everybody needs their niche. I'm a strong believer, actually, that I've kind of traced it back. Starting with Dead Man Walking, we have humanized real villains in this world.
Yes.
Every murderer, rapist, thief, we know their backstory. We know it's because their dad didn't love them, because their mom didn't pay enough attention to them. And the true modern American villain, the only one we have left, was best crystallized starting with the movie Office Space.
Right.
He's your jerk boss who leans over you in a suit. And it proves true over and over again that I play a lot of villains, and none of them are grimy railroad workers who stole your daughter. None of them are evil mustachio-twisting villains. They're all these, for lack of a better term, douches in suits.
I like it.
Gary Cole will be happy to hear that.
I love Gary Cole.
I do, too. I just talked to him about a week and a half ago. He was wonderful.
Oh, is he a nice guy?
A great guy. He's a wonderful
guy. I love to hear that. I'm literally driving through Hollywood right now on the way to a string of auditions, and this is the best place to say that my least favorite thing about living in Los Angeles is not the traffic or the smog or anything else. It's hearing that people I think are really great on camera are jerks. So I'm glad to hear he's a great guy.
No, he is. He's a wonderful. Yeah, he's a really good guy.
Did he do that for you?
Yeah, he actually did. And I didn't ask him to do it. I've been hosting the KQRS morning show in Minneapolis for 27 years.
Yes.
You don't know, but Henry, don't lie to me.
I do know. I do my research. I'm friends with Jimmy Pardo and all these.
Oh, I love Jimmy Pardo.
I know that when they come out there, they do your show to promote their live stand-up shows.
Henry, see, this is why you're going to be a huge star one day.
Oh my God!
Excuse me, already is.
No,
how insensitive.
I made it.
He's crying.
I'm just saying, instead of being on all of our favorite shows like Mad Men, and my son Andy loves Monk. You're on Monk. There will be the Henry Dittman show or something. You'll be the John Hamm of the Henry Dittman show.
Oh, your lips to God's ears.
There you go. Although you've already been in Junkie Nurse, so that was pretty good.
Junkie Nurse.
Everyone's favorite.
Yeah.
Early softcore for you, or what?
Now, I should also mention, Henry, that from 1977 till about 95. I did voiceover for about 25 years.
You used to actually make a living at it.
Yeah, I didn't have to work it.
You have a lovely baritone. I'm not surprised you did.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Now, here's the problem.
That's the equalizer, by the way.
1977.
We have the low crank away.
Yeah, it's the equalizer, exactly. In 1977, no actors wanted to do voiceover. They thought it was beneath them to do voiceover. So, in 81, I moved to New York City, and with Kath and I had an apartment there, and we were just kicking ass. And then all of a sudden in, the late 80s, early 90s, I'd go and do an audition, because you were just talking about you're going to do all these auditions today. You do a lot of voiceover work yourself.
Sure.
So I would come out of an audition, and my agent would call me. I was with Buchwald, and I would get a call that said, "Tom, it's between three guys. It's between you, Paul Newman, and Gene Hackman." I'm like, yeah, how do you think I'm going to do in that one, huh?
That's the story of my career. You just hope it's cheap. You just hope they don't want to spend the money on the real talent.
That's exactly right.
I should take offense to that, Henry. I'm all upset now.
I'm talking about my career. Look, that's a big shift that has affected all of us. If you can, think about Modern Family versus Friends. These are two huge TV shows that are only 10 years apart, not even 10 years apart. When Friends was going on, none of those actors were doing anything except trying to break into movies. And now Modern Family is the most popular show on television, and half the people in that cast have major endorsement deals for Target and Minute Maid orange juice, Walmart, and all these things. And you never would have had that be the case. And that's definitely something that's happened for us is every kind of job that used to really be the thing that was your way up. Now, because there's less money in television, there's less money in features, all these stars are just looking for ways to get paid. It's affected me as a host. It's affected me really on all levels. You go in for any size role and you sit around the room in a TV audition and you're saying, I recognize everyone in this room but me, and this is a 10-line role. People want to work. So,
It is scary.
Yeah, a couple of $1 million an episode just won't, buy enough
cruises.
Right.
Doesn't cut it.
But that's true. But see, that's the thing. All the money goes to the above-the-title actor and the CG effects it takes to make it look like it was raining because they're cutting, they're cutting their budget and not actually just shooting with the rain machine, which is it's just a hose with holes in it.
Complicated.
But I feel very thankful to have gotten into the business when I did because I'm sort of a working actor who goes into, my worst case scenario is that my manager or my agent, whichever of those offices we're talking about, they just have to sort of say, hey, Henry Dittman, what do you think about him for this? And the casting director is saying, oh, yeah, he's totally right for this. It's a reminder thing. I don't know what it would be like right now to try to break into this business from scratch. I'm glad I'm not having to do it now, to tell you the truth.
And unfortunately, I'm sure, in L.A. I know you do, but here, and as I said, I was, I did it for 25, almost 30 years. So I get all of these people who come up to me and say, I want to break into the voiceover business. And, you did so well for, so long. How do I do that? And I said, become a big star, and then you're in.
Yeah. Right.
If you're John Krasinski, you're in good shape.
I know, John Krasinski.
The other thing is you can't look at anyone's track record and recreate it. It was sort of like if you were famous for being struck by lightning and then someone said, how did you do that?
Exactly.
As a working actor, I hate to say that it's luck because the truth is I'm surrounded by actors who moved out here at the same time as me who aren't in it anymore, and it's not because I'm lucky, it's because they just didn't come with the kind of drive that I came with.
Yes.
But the truth is that there's also a certain amount of just never, ever, ever missing out on an opportunity, and then the luck can happen.
Well, I heard it's because you have the best drugs.
That's nice.
Just kidding. I'm kidding.
Where are you from originally, Henry?
Military kid, so all over, but I was born in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, where I was for 1 year, so it doesn't really count. But I went to elementary school, high school, and my first 2 years of college were all in the Florida Panhandle, which is, by the way, 12 hours from Miami and 30 minutes from Alabama. It's
It is. Yeah, it's a weird little area.
The very deep south. They call it the Redneck Riviera.
Right.
It's really gorgeous. So a couple hours east of New Orleans, and then I went to college at Ole Miss, which is a couple hours north of New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
And my family, on my father's side, is the founding family of Houston, Texas.
Really?
So the Delta really is where my roots are. But as a guy that moves every 4 years, I've been in L.A. for, I guess, 13 years at this point. This is as much of a home as I've ever had, and I'm probably never leaving. I love it here.
Well, you're doing very well. You're on all the big shows. How many? You do a lot of video game voiceover, don't you?
I do a fair amount. I mean, it's kind of catch can. And the funny thing about my career has always been, I mean, look, when I got into this business, back to the subject of, things you do and don't do, everyone was saying to me, don't be so diverse. If you want to do sitcoms, just do sitcoms. If you want to do movies, just do movies. And again, these people fall into the category of people who found a really nice job and got out of the business.
Exactly.
And I'm jealous of them. I never understood the phrase that they said all the time to me in college until I got really into this business, which is, if you can be happy doing anything else, do it. The truth is, I found a real love for the creative aspects of this business. This is how I got into writing and producing and all these other things, and hosting and voiceover is really because anytime things were going well in one aspect of my career, I then would look to another aspect of my career, mostly because I didn't want to alienate and annoy my managers or agents who were saying, hey, it's going great, just relax. Well, I'm not great at relaxing.
No.
So they would say, hey, it's going really great. You've had all these auditions for TV shows. Now we just have to sit and wait for the next round of auditions. So I would go create a voiceover demo, or I would go take a voiceover class or get new headshots or whatever it was. And that's, that's sort of, I think the wanderlust of being a military kid and being set to move all the time and all of that played into how I found success as an actor, is that I'm just not very happy sitting still.
No, and I think that in order to be successful at your business, you can't be laid back. You have to, first of all, you really have to believe, even though every actor or voiceover guy, or for that matter, radio person I've ever known, even though they're tremendously insecure, they do have to have that one element in them that says, I can absolutely do this. Because otherwise it'd be too scary.
Well, yeah, and I think that they have to be able to do that, have that point of view about their work. I didn't come out here with the idea of, there's a positive and negative way to look at it. I didn't come out here with, to put it positively, the feeling that I had something that the world had never seen before and I wanted to be a huge television star. The negative way of looking at it is, I didn't come out here not loving myself, thinking that if I was on a TV show and the world loved me, that would make me happy.
Yeah.
And that's a dysfunction that I see a lot. I came out here because I knew that I really loved the work, and if I worked hard, maybe I'd do a couple commercials a year and I wouldn't have to have a job.
Right.
And I could do theater, which is actually why I got into acting, was because I loved the stage so much. Then, again, 13 years later, last year I won every acting award you can win in L.A. on stage, the Ovation and the L.A. Weekly and the Stage Scene and these different awards, Drama Critics Circle, and then said, oh, well, my goal was to come out here, do a couple commercials a year so that I could do theater, and knowing that theater doesn't really pay. And now I got 9 commercials running and I just won all the theater awards. So now what? And I was kind of lucky at that point that I already had been doing television and film, and I just sort of had this realization that it's not about these goals of win this award, be known by these people, be famous. It's just about a career of doing the work. And I love doing the work.
Well, yeah.
I also believe that I've got what it takes to be, I'm watching all these new pilots come out on TV. There's no new Paul Newman or Gene Hackman in these new TV shows.
Right.
They just have the right amount of heat, and they got the right opportunity at the right time. So, there's probably some percentage chance that I'll get that shot, and there's probably some percentage chance that I'll spend the rest of my life as a working actor. And either one of those options is pretty attractive because I can walk out the door in my underwear down to the garage of my apartment building and not have my pictures taken by paparazzi.
All right, even though you call them ahead of time.
Constantly. I've got a Twitter feed that is, please pay attention to me, I'm desperate.
Well, you're not desperate. Have you ever worked with children in voiceover?
I've worked on children's shows, but I will say the way that I paid my bills when I first moved to Los Angeles was working at a children's talent agency as the assistant. So,
Honey Baby Boo Boo, or what's her
Honey
name?
Boo Boo, yeah.
Oh God, oh God, it's the apocalypse, folks. So I, and that's actually how I broke into voiceover. I was running a voiceover audition at the Savage agency where I worked, and the voiceover director who was there directing the kids at one point turned to me and said, "Hey, grab this copy really quick while we're waiting for the next kid and read into the microphone." And I knocked out 3 different versions of the voice, and 2 weeks later I was on a Disney Channel animated series for 5 episodes.
That's wonderful.
And that sort of broke me through. So, but anyway, yes, I've worked with kids in that I've directed them on microphone and worked as the assistant for, 6 or 7 years until my acting career took off a half dozen years ago. And I love working with kids. It's a tough bag to find a stage parent who can keep the kids from crazy.
I will tell you the reason I brought it up is the 1984 Olympics. I did most of the commercials on the Olympics. That was, of course, the biggest one being all the McDonald's commercials for the 1984 Olympics. And the reason I bring up the 1984 Olympics is I did all the commercials, and that was the year the guy walked into the San Ysidro McDonald's and killed 27 people, so they pulled every one of the spots.
Oh, my
yeah, that was it. But in that campaign, so it would have been a great annuity, but
yeah, it's out of your control. I have a buddy who had a massive Wendy's campaign that was set to launch. I don't know. I want to say it was out. This must have been 6 to 8 years ago. But do you remember? Then they found a thumb in the chili.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Yes. I do.
Well, my buddy had all these commercials, and almost every one of them was about eating chili.
Oh gosh.
So,
and this poor SOB just was like, This is going to be my rent.
Oh, God, yes. So on that campaign, I played the father to 2 little kids. And the little boy was 4, and the little girl was, I think, 7. So we do the first read-through at Leo Burnett in Chicago, right?
Oh, yeah.
So we're at Leo Burnett in Chicago and do the first read-through. And the producer goes, "Oh, that was great. Okay, let's try another one." And the little 4-year-old goes, "Why?" And the producer says,
4.
"Well, we're just going to try it again."
Oh, my gosh, Frank Sinatra reincarnated.
Yeah. Oh, you got to play Frank Sinatra, by the way, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
So the producer says, "Well, I'm the producer, and I would like to hear another one." And the 4-year-old said, "I'll do another one, but that's it."
Oh, my gosh.
What?
So this is a true story. Now, this kid at 4 years old, if these commercials had run all the way through the Olympics the way they were supposed to, this kid would have made probably $300,000-$400,000.
Oh, yeah, back then, absolutely. You made a lot more money in commercials then than you do now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you would have made that easy.
Yeah, I mean, maybe up to $500,000 to $700,000 because there were like 8 commercials.
Right.
So the producer, after he hears the kid say, "I'll do one more, and that's it," he says, "Why don't we do this? Why don't we break for lunch, and let me think about it." Never saw the kid when we came back from lunch. He was gone.
See you later.
That dumb kid.
See, the kid should be fired.
I hope he lives in the Minneapolis-St. Paul area and is listening right now and realizes what he's done.
Exactly. Henry, we got to have you on more often. You're a very, very funny guy, very interesting guy.
Well, you are, man. Call me anytime you want to have me on. I'm always around, driving around Los Angeles from audition to audition and job to job with my phone turned on, so whatever.
So here's what I'll do. I'll dial the other number and, "Goddamn Henry." Henry.
We're going to interview her now.
They call him, think I'm Henry all the time. So what are we auditioning for today so I can look for? First of all, what do you have running on TV right now?
Right now I've got, kayak.com commercial where I play an idiot with a briefcase full of cocaine. I play any variety of deer in the headlights or jerks in suits, as I've said before. I've got a couple of GoDaddy commercials running right now where I play Danica Patrick's obnoxious agent.
Oh, yeah.
I've got an episode of Good Luck Charlie on Disney Channel running.
My daughter loves it.
Episode. Mad Men is still out there rerunning, and we're waiting to hear if my character will recur. Although I signed a multi-million-dollar, what do you call it? Don't talk about it clause agreement. The word is slipping my mind right now.
NDA.
Non-disclosure agreement.
Yeah.
Non-disclosure agreement. Yes. So if I were to book it, I wouldn't be able to tell anyone until it aired. So yeah, man, I got a lot of stuff out there, and today I'm just running around to commercial auditions. I think I've got a Mercedes audition and some other commercial. It's the life, man. You know,
it is a great life.
But right now, my manager Bruce Smith and I actually wrote and produced a pilot presentation that we've been pitching to the networks. We just met with NBC and Fox and CBS Studios and ABC. So we're out there trying to go about it a different direction, just try to sell a TV show straight up without all these dumb auditions.
I understand. Well, hopefully you'll see Jimmy Pardo soon. Say hello for me if you. It'd be interesting to find out all the guys we know in common.
Oh, I bet a ton.
I bet it is.
Because I'm not a stand-up, but I have a lot of respect for that community, and. Yeah, I go to see their shows all the time. Andy Kindler, I'm sure you know.
Oh, Andy's a very good friend.
He's been on the show before.
I actually think that I shouldn't say underrated because he's incredibly famous and well-known and does, Letterman and all that, but I actually think that he's probably one of the best working stand-ups that there is.
We just had him on 2 weeks ago, and I reminded him of the last time he was in town. He was at Acme Comedy Company. He's this fantastic, we have two here, Rick Bronson's House of Comedy and Acme Comedy Company, great comedy clubs. So Andy walks out on stage. We had just had dinner, so I go to the show to watch him, and he walks on stage, Andy, my son, and I told Andy Kindler that I had named my son Andy after him, and then he realized I didn't know you when he was born. So I said, well, I changed his name. But so Andy Kindler walks on stage, and he said, my name is Andy Kindler. It's my real name. I tried a stage name for a while that it didn't work. I think people thought it was a phony name. I went by the name Andy Semitic. Oh, man. Henry, we got to have you back soon. Thank you, sir.
Good luck on your auditions.
Yes.
Oh, thank you very much. It was great talking with you, Von Trapp family. Call me anytime.
We'll talk soon. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Buy online by going to the Amazon.com banner at TomBarnardPodcast.com. They don't charge you a penny more. A small portion of what they sell through our site helps support the show, and it's what keeps the show free for our listeners. Click and shop today on the Amazon banner at TomBarnardPodcast.com.
I did. I bought a lamp thingy.
A lamp thingy?
Yep.
I'm glad to hear it.
Well, I'm glad somebody's
Henry was great.
He was great.
He was great.
You're good at picking these guys out.
I don't know how I do it.
Even though you don't get
got a good
their
attitude.
numbers right.
He's got a great attitude. He's doing very well in voiceover. He's done Mad Men. He's done about 1 million TV shows listed on here. But they didn't list any of his voiceover stuff.
I did want to ask him if he got to keep his suit from Mad Men.
Oh, from Mad Men?
It was an awesome suit. If you see his clip.
That costuming is crazy.
Sorry, that's probably on his...
non-disclosure?
No, it's probably on his agent's website, so I don't know if I can give that out.
Probably not. Probably not.
But anyway, it was
my
login
one
heck of a nice suit. Anyway.
Heck of a suit.
So there you have it. We have Kostaki Economopoulos with Quick Snaps, Kim Valentini from the Smile Network, and Henry Dittman, a star on the rise, just a great guy.
And Alexandra Barnard.
Oh, don't forget her.
And, of course, you.
Third person.
And Consuela for about 2 minutes.
Sassy as ever.
There we go. We'll close it with Consuelo. It's Consuela, though, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I said it Consuelo. It's
You're wrong.
That's her husband.
Her husband's Consuelo. Thank you.
Bye-bye.